Hello everyone, Dr. Alan Mandell here. Welcome back to my channel, Science of Healing. I'm talking about something so powerful it earned Nobel Prize-winning recognition for its role in longevity and disease prevention. And no, it's not some exotic superfood or rare supplement. It's something you can eat today, right from your local grocery store. Here's what the research says. Decades of studies have linked this food to lower rates of heart disease, Alzheimer's, diabetes, and even certain cancers. Scientists discovered that compounds inside it directly activate your body's cellular defense systems, boosting DNA repair, enhancing immune function, and reducing chronic inflammation, which is at the root of nearly every age-related disease. Imagine walking down a grocery aisle and passing by vegetables so ordinary, so unassuming, that most people ignore them. Yet, hidden in their green leaves, tight buds, and crisp stalks is a secret that could rewrite the story of human longevity. Broccoli, kale, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts, cruciferous vegetables, are not just foods. They are time machines in your kitchen. They carry compounds that scientists have discovered can activate your body's most powerful defense mechanisms, repair damaged DNA, and fight the silent fires of inflammation that age your cells faster than anything else. This is not hype. This is Nobel Prize-winning science. Decades of research have revealed that the molecules inside these vegetables, sulforaphane being the most famous, do something extraordinary. They flip a switch inside your cells called NRF2, which is essentially your body's master regulator of detoxification and repair. NRF2 is like a conductor of a symphony, orchestrating antioxidants, neutralizing dangerous free radicals, and activating genes that protect every cell in your body from decay. And here's the shocking part. Chronic inflammation, which these compounds help fight, is linked to heart disease, Alzheimer's, diabetes, and cancer. Nearly every disease that shortens human life is powered by inflammation. By eating these vegetables, you are essentially fueling your cells with an army of microscopic warriors, ready to fight disease before it even begins. Let's take broccoli as an example. Sulforaphane, a compound discovered by researchers studying the molecular mechanisms of cancer prevention, doesn't just reduce oxidative stress. It improves liver function, detoxifies harmful chemicals, and even enhances the body's ability to repair damaged DNA. In laboratory studies, cells exposed to sulforaphane showed a remarkable resistance to toxins and stressors that would normally accelerate aging. Clinical trials with humans have found that regular consumption of broccoli sprouts can lower markers of inflammation and improve cardiovascular health, giving the heart a fighting chance against the silent killers that strike without warning. But broccoli is just the beginning. Kale, with its deep green, crinkled leaves, is packed with carotenoids and flavonoids that support vision, reduce oxidative stress, and strengthen the immune system. Researchers have linked kale consumption to lower blood pressure, improved lipid profiles, and even reduced risk of cognitive decline in aging adults. Cabbage, once considered a humble side dish, contains glucosinolates, compounds that modulate hormone balance, improve liver detoxification, and may reduce the risk of hormone-driven cancers such as breast and prostate cancer. Brussels sprouts, often misunderstood and underestimated, are small powerhouses of fiber, antioxidants, and micronutrients. Studies show they can improve gut health, support detox pathways, and regulate inflammation in ways that directly correlate with longer lifespans. The science is irrefutable. Cultures around the world with diets high in cruciferous vegetables consistently report higher rates of longevity and lower rates of chronic disease. In the blue zones, the regions of the world where people live well past 100, these vegetables are staples. Okinawans, Sardinians, and Icarians consume them in soups, stir-fries, fermented dishes, and salads, not because of trend or fad, but because tradition has met science in the most powerful way possible: survival. And here's what makes this even more astonishing. These benefits are accessible to anyone. You don't need a laboratory, a rare supplement, or a medical degree to tap into this longevity secret. One serving of lightly steamed broccoli, a handful of sautéed kale, some roasted Brussels sprouts, or a few tablespoons of fermented cabbage each day can set your body on a course toward longer, healthier life. The effect is cumulative, and the earlier you start, the stronger your body becomes at defending itself. Yet most people overlook these vegetables. They opt for supplements, pills, or exotic superfoods with flashy packaging, not realizing that the most potent molecules for longevity are already on their plate, waiting quietly, ready to work their magic. Nobel-winning science confirms it. The compounds in cruciferous vegetables aren't merely supportive, they are foundational. They influence gene expression, modulate detoxification, and trigger cellular pathways that literally mimic the effects of caloric restriction, a proven method to extend lifespan in lab animals. Imagine achieving the benefits of caloric restriction simply by eating your vegetables without starving yourself or depriving your body of essential nutrients. The potential impact is staggering. Regular consumption of these vegetables doesn't just add years to your life, it adds life to your years. It sharpens cognition, preserves mobility, enhances immunity, and strengthens the cardiovascular system. Studies show that populations consuming higher amounts of cruciferous vegetables have lower incidences of stroke, heart attacks, and memory loss. They experience less inflammation-related pain, better metabolic function, and even improved mood because compounds like sulforaphane have been linked to neuroprotective effects and mental resilience. But the key is understanding how to unlock their full potential. Overcooking can destroy sulforaphane. The enzyme myrosinase, which activates sulforaphane, is heat sensitive. That means raw, lightly steamed, or roasted is the way to go. Fermented forms like sauerkraut or kimchi made from cabbage not only preserve these compounds, but add probiotics, enhancing gut health, a critical determinant of overall longevity. Eating these vegetables consistently every day is what trains your body to maintain its defenses, repair damage, and resist disease. It's the difference between occasional exposure and truly activating your body's longevity pathways. Consider this. Your body has built-in systems capable of defending against almost every major age-related disease. The problem is that modern diets, high in sugar, processed foods, and inflammatory oils overwhelm these defenses. Cruciferous vegetables give your cells the biochemical tools they need to fight back. They prime your body's defenses, protect your DNA, and reduce oxidative stress, the silent thief of youth. In a world obsessed with pills, potions, and gimmicks, it's remarkable that such a simple, inexpensive, and accessible solution exists in the produce aisle. So when you think about longevity, don't just think about years. Think about cellular health, think about DNA repair, think about inflammation, and think about how the compounds in cruciferous vegetables orchestrate a symphony of protection inside your body. This is not speculation. It is Nobel Prize-winning science applied to your plate day after day. One meal at a time, you are telling your body to survive, to thrive, and to resist the diseases that claim millions of lives every year. Broccoli, kale, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts are not merely vegetables. They are medicine. They are time machines. They are the tools that can allow humans to live not just longer, but better. And the secret is simple. Eat them consistently, prepare them properly, respect their potency, and let science work its magic inside you. Because longevity is not a fantasy, it is biology. And biology, when understood and nourished correctly, rewards those who take it seriously. The Nobel Prize didn't recognize these vegetables for their taste, their color, or their versatility. It recognized them for their ability to influence life itself at the cellular level in ways that could extend life and enhance health. So if you want to live longer, protect your heart, sharpen your mind, and defy the diseases that plague modern life, Don't look for shortcuts. Look to the greens on your plate, because every bite is a step toward 100 years of health, vitality, and resilience. Eating cruciferous vegetables once in a while is like trying to fill a bucket with a single drop of water. It may look like you're doing something, but the real magic happens only when it becomes a daily ritual, a commitment that your body can rely on every single day. Nobel Prize-winning science tells us that the compounds in broccoli, kale, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts are powerful, but only if they are used correctly. It's not enough to toss them on your plate occasionally. The timing, preparation, and consistency determine whether they activate the life-extending pathways hidden within your cells. These vegetables contain sulforaphane and other bioactive compounds that are fragile. Expose them to high heat, and you destroy the very molecules that trigger NRF2, the master regulator of your body's cellular defenses. That means a boiling pot of broccoli or an overcooked kale sauté could be far less effective than a lightly steamed raw or roasted version. This enzyme, called myrosinase, which activates sulforaphane, is heat sensitive. Without it, your body can't harness the protective, anti-inflammatory, and anti-cancer benefits these vegetables offer. Scientific studies have shown that lightly steaming broccoli for just 3 to 4 minutes preserves nearly all of its sulforaphane content, whereas overcooking it can destroy up to 90%. Every careless minute on the stove is a minute of lost protection, lost repair, and lost longevity. Consistency is equally crucial. Longevity isn't built in a day. Your cells need repeated exposure to these compounds to maintain their defense mechanisms. Researchers studying populations in the blue zones, regions where people routinely live past 100, found that cruciferous vegetables are eaten daily, sometimes multiple times a day. Okinawans add kale and cabbage to soups. Sardinians enjoy sautéed broccoli leaves, and Icarians ferment cabbage for everyday meals. These cultures aren't following trends or fads. They've discovered that life itself is sustained by repeated small actions over decades. Science confirms it. Regular daily intake of cruciferous vegetables improves markers of inflammation, oxidative stress, and cardiovascular risk far more than sporadic consumption. Let's talk about the gut. Your digestive system is a gateway to longevity, and cruciferous vegetables have a profound impact on it, but only when consumed consistently. The fiber in Brussels sprouts and cabbage feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which then produce compounds like short-chain fatty acids. These acids reinforce the intestinal lining, modulate inflammation, and even influence gene expression related to longevity. Studies show that people who eat fiber-rich vegetables daily have lower rates of obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. The gut isn't just a digestive organ. It's a command center that communicates with your brain, your immune system, and every organ in your body. Consistent vegetable consumption trains this system, keeping it resilient and adaptive. Even preparation methods can amplify or sabotage these benefits. Raw, lightly steamed, roasted, or fermented, each method affects the bioavailability of the key compounds differently. For instance, pairing broccoli with a bit of mustard seed or daikon radish adds extra myrosinase, boosting sulforaphane production. A drizzle of olive oil over roasted Brussels sprouts enhances the absorption of fat-soluble antioxidants like vitamin K and carotenoids. Fermented cabbage in the form of sauerkraut or kimchi not only preserves sulforaphane, but introduces probiotics that further regulate the immune system. These are not gimmicks. They are scientifically validated techniques that maximize the longevity potential of everyday vegetables. Think about the consequences of neglect. 1 week of missed servings doesn't just slow progress, it interrupts the activation of these cellular pathways. Chronic diseases don't wait. They progress silently, quietly undermining your cells while you assume everything is fine. Research indicates that inflammation and oxidative stress increase when the diet lacks consistent antioxidant support. Your body's natural repair mechanisms rely on repeated signals from the foods you eat. Without that consistent stimulus, NRF2 activity wanes, DNA repair slows, and the protective armor that sulforaphane provides becomes patchy. Longevity isn't a sprint, it's a rhythm, and skipping beats weakens the system. Now consider the compounding effects over months and years. Each day you eat these vegetables properly prepared, you reinforce detoxification pathways in your liver, bolster antioxidant defenses in every cell, and reduce inflammatory molecules that damage blood vessels, nerves, and organs. Researchers have measured significant reductions in C-reactive protein, a key marker of systemic inflammation, in people who incorporated cruciferous vegetables into their diets daily for just a few weeks. Other studies show improved endothelial function in the arteries, better insulin sensitivity, and lower cholesterol levels, all critical markers for a long, healthy life. This is the biology of consistency, small daily actions leading to exponential benefits over time. It's not just about prevention, it's about vitality. When you nourish your body consistently with these vegetables, your energy improves, your mental clarity sharpens, and your resistance to disease strengthens. Your cells are no longer caught in a reactive mode, constantly trying to repair damage after the fact. They are primed, prepared, and resilient. Nobel Prize-winning discoveries show that repeated activation of the NRF2 pathway can even improve mitochondrial efficiency, the powerhouses of your cells, allowing you to move, think, and live with more energy as the years go by. The truth is, modern diets make this more critical than ever. Processed foods, refined sugars, and inflammatory oils flood our bodies with oxidative stress daily. Sporadic consumption of vegetables can't keep up. Your body needs a consistent influx of bioactive compounds to counterbalance the daily assault. Each meal becomes a choice. Continue the damage or provide the tools for repair, detoxification, and cellular resilience. The science is clear. Longevity is a daily practice, not a rare indulgence. So how do you make this practical? Start small but stay consistent. One serving of lightly steamed broccoli at lunch, a handful of raw kale in your morning smoothie, roasted Brussels sprouts at dinner, and fermented cabbage as a side. Make it daily, make it habitual. Treat it not as optional but as non-negotiable, because every time you skip it, you miss a chance to activate the molecular pathways that could extend your life, sharpen your mind, and prevent disease. This is the secret that Nobel Prize-winning science has revealed. It's not the occasional act of eating well, it's the daily ritual that determines whether you live to 80, 90, or 100. Consistency isn't glamorous. It doesn't come with instant gratification. But over time, the results are undeniable. Your body becomes more resilient, your mind more alert, and your lifespan potentially longer. Cruciferous vegetables are not magic. They are tools. And like any tool, they only work when used correctly, daily, and with respect for their power. Lightly cook them, ferment them, pair them with complementary ingredients, and eat them every day. That is how science transforms into biology. That is how ordinary vegetables become extraordinary. That is how consistency becomes longevity. Because longevity is not built in grand gestures. It is built in tiny, repeated actions. Each bite of broccoli, each forkful of kale, each roasted Brussels sprout, and every mouthful of fermented cabbage is a vote for your health, your vitality, and your life. It is a conscious choice to activate your body's cellular defenses, reduce inflammation, and protect every organ from the ravages of time. The Nobel Prize didn't honor these vegetables for convenience or taste. They honored them for their ability to transform life itself. And that transformation only happens when you respect the science, prepare them correctly, and make their consumption consistent day after day. Consistency is the bridge between knowledge and results. Preparation is the key that unlocks the power hidden within each leaf, sprout, and stalk. Together, they are the most reliable, scientifically proven strategy to live not just longer, but healthier, stronger, and more vibrant than you ever imagined. Daily, careful, intentional consumption of cruciferous vegetables is no longer optional. It is essential. It is transformative. It is the secret your cells have been waiting for. Knowing that cruciferous vegetables are powerful longevity tools is one thing. Using them effectively in your daily life is another. And it's here that ordinary people either unlock the full potential of science or let it slip through their fingers. The difference between merely knowing and actually living longer lies in practical, intentional daily use. Broccoli, kale, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts are not just foods. They are medicine, tools, and catalysts for a life of vitality. But like any medicine, their effectiveness depends on dosage, preparation, and consistency. Let's start with breakfast. Most people reach for cereals, bread, or sugary smoothies, unaware that one simple addition could prime their body for a full day of cellular defense. A handful of raw kale blended into your morning smoothie, paired with a small piece of fruit, immediately introduces sulforaphane and carotenoids into your bloodstream. Studies show that morning consumption of cruciferous vegetables not only provides antioxidants for the day, but also improves insulin sensitivity, helping regulate blood sugar levels. Starting your day with vegetables is a preemptive strike against inflammation, oxidative stress, and age-related metabolic decline. It's a small step that compounds throughout the day, fortifying your body even before your first sip of coffee. Lunch is another opportunity. Steaming broccoli lightly for just 3 to 4 minutes preserves almost all of its sulforaphane content, according to peer-reviewed studies. Toss it with garlic, lemon juice, or a drizzle of olive oil, and you're not just eating. You're activating longevity pathways in your cells. Sulforaphane reduces markers of inflammation, enhances detoxification enzymes in the liver, and supports heart health. Research shows that people who include steamed cruciferous vegetables in their lunch experience lower post-meal oxidative stress, which is a key factor in preventing chronic diseases. It's astonishing that such simple choices, steaming, drizzling, and pairing with flavor, can trigger molecular responses that help your body resist disease and age more slowly. Dinner is the final battleground where most people either sabotage or enhance their longevity. Roasting Brussels sprouts with a touch of turmeric and black pepper amplifies their antioxidant content. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound that synergizes with sulforaphane to reduce systemic inflammation, protect neurons, and improve mitochondrial efficiency. Studies show that regular consumption of these combined compounds supports cardiovascular health, cognitive function, and metabolic balance. Imagine eating a side dish at dinner that directly influences your DNA repair pathways and primes your cells for longevity. It's not science fiction, it's daily practice. Snacks can also be transformed into longevity boosters. Fermented cabbage like sauerkraut or kimchi introduces probiotics that strengthen gut health, improve immunity, and reduce systemic inflammation. Research shows that the gut microbiome plays a direct role in brain health, immune regulation, and even hormone balance. Every forkful of fermented cabbage is like sending reinforcements to your intestinal army, equipping it to fight disease, absorb nutrients more effectively, and communicate optimally with every organ in your body. Daily incorporation of fermented cruciferous vegetables has been linked to improved gut diversity, a factor strongly associated with longevity and resilience against age-related diseases. But the magic doesn't stop with choosing the right foods. Timing, pairing, and preparation are critical. Lightly steaming preserves sulforaphane. Roasting enhances antioxidants. Fermenting boosts probiotics. Combining these vegetables with healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, or nuts improves absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, while adding spices like turmeric, mustard, or garlic amplifies their anti-inflammatory effects. Each meal becomes a carefully designed intervention, a way to harness biology to your advantage. Studies confirm that strategic combinations of food can enhance bioavailability of key compounds by 30–50%, meaning that the same ingredients can be exponentially more effective when used intelligently. Practical use also means overcoming taste and habit barriers. Many people avoid Brussels sprouts or kale because of bitterness or texture. Science shows that repeated exposure reduces taste aversion, while pairing with flavors like lemon, garlic, or olive oil enhances palatability. Fermentation naturally mellows bitterness and introduces umami flavors, making cabbage and kale enjoyable while maximizing their health benefits. Culinary science and nutrition intersect here, making longevity not just a biological goal, but a sensory experience. Eating for longevity doesn't have to be a sacrifice. It can be pleasurable, creative, and sustainable. Portion matters too. Clinical studies suggest that even a single serving of cruciferous vegetables per meal, roughly 1 cup of steamed broccoli or roasted Brussels sprouts, can activate NRF2 and support detoxification pathways. Multiple servings per day amplify the effect, creating a sustained defense system in your body. Consistency, combined with portion awareness, is the mechanism that converts ordinary meals into a longevity strategy. It's not magic. It's biology, proven repeatedly in human and animal studies. Practicality also extends to convenience. Frozen cruciferous vegetables retain most of their bioactive compounds, making them an accessible and affordable option for those with busy lives. A stir fry with frozen broccoli and kale, lightly cooked in olive oil with garlic and a squeeze of lemon, delivers nearly the same benefits as fresh vegetables while saving time. This is crucial because consistency depends on feasibility. If it's easy to integrate into daily life, you're more likely to stick with it. Every small achievable step compounds into decades of cellular protection. The consequences of not using these vegetables effectively are stark. Sporadic or poorly prepared consumption results in missed opportunities to activate longevity pathways, fight inflammation, and support detoxification. Chronic diseases, heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, cancer, exploit these gaps, progressing silently while we assume we are doing enough. Practical, intentional use closes these gaps, turning ordinary meals into acts of empowerment, resilience, and life extension. Ultimately, practical use is about mindset as much as biology. It's about seeing meals not as routine or mundane, but as deliberate interventions that can extend life, enhance vitality, and protect every cell in your body. It's about understanding that each bite matters, that the preparation and pairing of foods are as important as the choice itself, and that daily repetition is what transforms science into health outcomes. Nobel Prize-winning research has given us the knowledge. It is up to us to apply it intelligently, consistently, and creatively. Incorporating cruciferous vegetables into daily life is not complicated, but it is intentional. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks all offer opportunities to feed your cells, activate protective pathways, and reinforce your body's resilience. Ferment, steam, roast, pair, season, repeat. This is the formula for turning ordinary produce into extraordinary medicine. Scientific research, epidemiological data, and cellular biology all converge on this truth. Practical, consistent, and well-prepared use of cruciferous vegetables is a cornerstone of longevity, cognitive function, heart health, and disease prevention. Every meal becomes a choice. Continue down the path of inflammation, oxidative stress, and silent disease, or embrace the power of practical daily nutrition that activates your body's defense mechanisms. Broccoli, kale, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts are your allies. Science has proven it. Nobel Prize-winning discoveries confirm it, and your daily plate is where it all comes to life. Practical use transforms knowledge into action, knowledge into health, knowledge into decades of vibrant, resilient, disease-resistant life. Each bite is an investment. Each meal is a step toward living longer, stronger, and better than you ever imagined. This is the power of practical, everyday use. Not just eating vegetables, eating them right, eating them consistently, eating them intelligently. That is how ordinary greens become extraordinary. That is how you harness science, biology, and nutrition to live not just a long life, but a life of vitality, resilience, and freedom from disease. Your longevity is in your hands, and your hands are holding your plate.